Hello and welcome to this video. In this session, we will talk about the two types of Inforiver measures which are very commonly used. Now, Inforiver measures and Power BI measures are different. From Power BI's perspective, we need no introduction to what measures are, but just to set the stage up, there are two types of Power BI measures, implicit and explicit. An implicit measure is something like this sales field. This is a column from our sales history fact table. And an explicit measure would be a DAX measure written within Power BI. So we see both the values are matching. Revenue actual is a DAX measure of the column sales. Now, in Inforiver, these measures are treated as native measures. Let me bring one more explicit measure from my semantic model and get rid of this one, the sales or implicit measure. Now, when it comes to Inforiver, we have this insert tab where you have a handful of measures, different types of measures used for different purposes, but we will talk about the two most commonly used measures within Inforiver. To begin with, we have data input measures. There are multiple data types which you actually can input within Inforiver using the data input measures. I'll start with copying from an existing series, which is my existing native measure revenue actual. I'll just call it revenue input and then hit create. That's it. My first data input measure is ready. Now the second type of commonly used measure in Inforiver is a formula measure. Now a formula measure, let's write a formula to explain this further. So I'll just simplify the formula. We are trying to calculate the sell price. And this is my formula editor. I can even expand this. See how easily I can write a formula here. I just click revenue actual, which is my numerator, divided by units sold, which is my denominator. So this is my native measure. This is my native measure again. What I can do is I can replace this native measure with my data input measure and aggregate the columns by formula and create. Now, just to manage the columns, I'll click here and get rid of my explicit measure. Update this, close this pane. So we have seen data input measure within Inforiver, a formula measure within Inforiver, an explicit and an implicit measure treated as native measures coming from Power BI. Now, here's the fun part. So this is my data input measure. I can on the fly make changes on this measure by writing 80M scaled as 80 million. And you will see that the values of my formula, which is sell price, is changing. See you in the next session.